What is restorative practices? I'd like to start off by using one of the primary tenets in restorative practices, which is storytelling. I grew up in a small, nice town, and I was one of few Black students that went to my schools. And as a result, as many BIPOC students experience on a daily basis, I had to endure micro and macroaggressions often. And over time, what that would result in was me becoming very angry. And although I'm a restorative practices practitioner today and deal with conflict quite differently, in those days, I would fight. And as a result, I would be relegated outside of the community. As I reflect back on that time, never once did anyone ever ask me, why are you fighting? No one ever asked me, what are you responding to? Fast forward 30 years, I returned back to my community that I grew up in. And I was a teacher for 18 years, and I came back and I wanted to be restorative practices practitioner in school. Little did I know, and that at that time, that me getting that job was going to be incredibly healing for me, for myself. Not only was I going to get the opportunity to work with students to intentionally and properly integrate them into their academic communities, not only was I going to get the opportunity to allow students to be seen and heard when they did harm to other students and to repair that harm, I was also going to be able to give students the opportunity to share the harm that had been done to them and have those needs and that harm be tended to as well. In the past 5 years in which I've been a restorative practices practitioner, what I know for sure is that restorative practices works. When people get the opportunity to be seen and to be heard and be treated with grace, they have the desire to be in community with other people and be in right relationship with those people. These are indigenous practices that have served multitudes of people the world over. These practices that we are unearthing, that we're rekindling today, address the needs of each and every community member and use conflicts that happen to learn from them and to grow with one another. Restorative practices requires us to work together and heal together. This is the meaning of restorative practices for me.